What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's broadcast of the Overdrive 3G. Haven't broadcasted the Overdrive 3G in quite a while. What's going on? Shout out to Hassan Burton, the Nation in the building. Shout out to all of the people that are participating in the 1 o'clock challenge and are having great success. Much, most congratulations to you. I'm sorry, much congratulations to you. Keep it up. We are in day 13 and we are making progress. And I'm very happy about the black women who feel good about themselves already and see themselves finally getting off those stubborn pounds that they've been trying to get off for a very long time. Good for their self esteem. They're walking around smiling and they feel good about themselves. And I feel great about that. And we're going to continue. We are looking for more black women to join and black men if you want to jump on the bandwagon. Looking to lose some of that that gut. The 1 o'clock challenge is for both black men and black women. You can jump on it too. Man, so it's been a while since the Black Knight has did a broadcast. I've been doing other things with Gangster Talk, and we've been working with Ladies Night and also building a new channel. And I'm working as well, so I've been quite busy. So I have some time today, and I decided to go live. There's some things weighing heavy on my mind, so I'm going to talk about them with you today. As you can see, the title says there is no holding black women accountable under poor leadership. And let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any time. There's a lot of brothers, so-called brothers, on YouTube talking about holding black women accountable. And they believe that that gives them the excuse to disrespect black women. It gives them the excuse to point fingers at black women. Why? Taking no accountability themselves. They seem to believe that they have no fault in what has happened to our society as a whole. So let's dive into that, okay? For one, when you are the leader of anything, and there are people following you, okay? When things go awry and you do not take care of them, you do not correct them, you do nothing to change the course of their direction for the better, then that is your responsibility and you should be held accountable, and you alone. There is no holding anyone accountable under your poor leadership. Now, of course, there will be repercussions because of your poor leadership, depending on what happens in the environment that you cannot lead in. But there is no holding anyone accountable as you see fit. You are trying to hold black women as a whole accountable for your mistakes, your failures, your weakness, your cowardice. She can't be held accountable for that. That's your cross to bear and your cross alone. You see, you've allowed your environment to become corrupted. And so when the environment is corrupted, everything in it becomes corrupted. Corruption is like a disease. It becomes infectious. It starts to infect everything in and around it. So let's start with some of the things that you've allowed to happen in your community, in the environment that you are supposed to be leading and making salubrious for those who live in that environment and follow your leadership. For one, you've allowed a very destructive and negative culture to develop under your watch called pimp culture. This is a culture that disrespects, it demeans, it batters, brutalizes, it demoralizes, and promotes the overall hatred of black women. You've allowed this to grow under your watch. why should any black woman or anyone for that matter submit to someone that hates them? See, if you're telling the black woman that you hate her and you can't respect her, why should she respect you or submit to you? That sounds ridiculous. And then not only have you allowed pimp culture to develop, you've allowed it to destroy many of the young minds of our boys. See, and as a side effect of that, our young girls as well. Because now you have boys growing up hating black women. And you've crossed their wires. Not only do they hate black women, but they are seeking um, intimate relations with other boys while hating black women. Now, this isn't necessarily affecting the young girls, but what's affecting the young girls, because the boys hate the girls, the girls are now hating the men because they're growing up in this corrupted environment. So they are developing a mentality from the men that they see in their environment. The men in their environment have become repulsive, and they don't like these men. And if this is all that they see, they develop a mentality of hatred towards the men that they see. Now, the difference here is most black women don't hate all black men, just the ones in their environment or the ones that behave in a terrible manner. With the black boys, it's different because their hatred seems to go across all boundaries of black women. You know, it's this all out, balls to the wall hatred for black women, which causes them to turn to other men for comfort, intimate comfort, sexual relations. Which makes them ripe for the homosexual culture. This is why you see most of them now wearing women's apparel and trying to change women's apparel somehow into men's fashion, today's men's fashion. Again, this is ridiculous. And this is what you've allowed under your watch. This is piss poor leadership. Matter of fact, I might be putting it lightly when I say piss poor. This is an absolute epic failure at leadership. You can't even instill the proper things into your boys. Your boys don't, most of your boys now don't understand manhood. They don't understand what it means to be a male. They don't understand any of that. What they know and what they're being taught by this lousy culture that you've allowed to develop under your watch is that women are no good. Women are their enemies. Women are the cause for everything. Women are the reason why they're weak and cowardly and effeminate. This is what they believe. And this all comes from that culture that you've allowed to develop under your watch. A culture that many of you are deeply involved in yourselves. You know, when you look at other races of men, they're out here building infrastructure. They're out here creating businesses. They're out here creating business networks. They're out here creating institutions of higher learning while on their way to becoming an economic powerhouse. But when you look at black men, you don't have any of that. What you have is men who are seeking the intimate comfort of other men who are cackling like little girls, talking about how much they hate women, aren't building a goddamn thing, and are on their way to hell in a handbasket. That's what you see. And so that's what the black woman sees. That's what the black girl sees as she's growing up in her environment. She sees these terrible men. She sees this bad depiction of what men should be. And so she develops a hatred for that kind of male. And again, let's be very clear here. You see, with black women, it's not a hatred that goes across all boundaries of black men. It's just the black men that they see in their environment is what they can no longer stand. It's what they won't submit to. It's what they hate, and they shouldn't. Again, I go back to what I said. Why should anyone submit to someone that hates them? You haven't given the black woman any reason to respect you or submit to you or anything. But you've given her every reason to hate you. You've given her every reason to call you out of your name. You've given her every reason to disrespect you on a consistent basis. You've given her every reason to loathe you, to wish for your demise. You've given her all of the reasons to do these things, to feel this way. You know, some black women have made podcasts, and one of the things they talked about was the civil rights movement. Now, I was never really into the civil rights movement, you know. I'm more of a black power guy. I come from that old school Black Panther, hardcore, pro-black, black or nothing, super black type situation. You know, my parents didn't allow any white people in the house. We didn't have any pictures of white people in the house. As a matter of fact, I remember one time my father caught us watching Wonderama and threw the television out the window. And we couldn't watch any TV until he decided to buy another one. That's how pro-black my father was. That he was so against white people that if he caught us somehow enjoying what white people had to offer, he would destroy that thing that we was using to enjoy what white people had to offer with. See, with him, it wasn't a matter of the item itself. It was the effect of the item that he had a serious problem with. And so we was taught different things in the home that I grew up. You know, we was taught that we were black and proud and we were incredible people. We weren't taught that we were second to white people. We weren't taught that we were beneath white people. And so we wasn't taught a fear of white people. But I digress. And so the civil rights movement, right? Because I don't give a damn about being accepted by white people. Again, this was taught in the home. We didn't give a fuck about what white people thought. So we had no desire to be accepted by them. Like most of you Negroes today, you want to be accepted by white folks. This is why you act like coons and you acquiesce to being a coon. This is why you're so quick to bend your knee and stick your tongue out and lick boots. Pointy boots with cowboy spurs on them that are often worn by racist redneck crackers. And you do it with glee. You do it with a certain exuberance. You do it with joyful intent. Smiles on your face. I've seen some of you out there smiling, letting your hair down, letting your locks flow, because now you're getting a check from the white supremacists that you are helping to promote over the very people that you once said you cared about. And now we see your true colors. You don't care about them at all. You was just creating a situation to get the attention of the racists so they can give you a check to keep you quiet. That's basically all you were doing. And now that you've gotten that check, that money is good, right? So you've kicked it up a notch. Now all of a sudden you're a Trump supporter. talking about all lives matter, defending murderous white people, the very white people that you was once guarding black people against, you are now defending against black people. But I digress. Let me get back to the civil rights movement thing. Now, I've heard several black women talk about this, and one sister I love very much. She's a very powerful sister. Shout out to Cynthia G. You know, I love that woman, man. Powerful sister. Stuff, the knowledge she dropped is incredible. But even she spoke about the civil rights thing, right? And I said to myself, man, civil rights, let me go back and take a look at it, right? And the growing sentiment with these black women is that most of the men in the civil rights movement didn't fight for the rights of black people. They were fighting for the right to be with white women. I'm like, no, that can't be true. I absolutely refuse to believe it. But guess what? I'm starting to see hardcore evidence that that may have been true, if not true. I mean, Harry Belafonte told Eartha Kitt, a gorgeous black woman at the time, that a black woman couldn't do anything for him. He couldn't progress with a black woman. And that a black woman would hold a black man back. Harry Belafonte was a very active person doing civil rights, along with other prominent black actors, male actors. Were they really fighting for the rights of black people, or were they fighting for their right not to be killed, to be seen with a Becky? Were they fighting for the right that they can legally pursue Becky? I have to believe that now, because I'm uncovering evidence that that may be consistent with the truth. I didn't want to believe that, but now I have to believe that now. I can't ignore that now. Especially when you got men like Quincy Jones saying that a Becky or a Karen or a Julie or whatever name you're calling this animal these days was a status symbol. Why would a black man coming out of that time call a monster like that a status symbol? You completely ignoring the history of our people. You're talking about Harry Belafonte and these guys were back in the Jim Crow days. But they were lynching black folks. I mean, they experienced this, people. And you're experiencing that, Emmett Till and all of this stuff, and you think this nasty, disgusting beast is a status symbol? A woman that can't tell the difference between a human and an animal when it comes to having sex? A woman that has no problem doing it with horses and various farm animals and drinking human and animal urine and feasting on animal and human feces in front of a live camera. This is a status symbol. So they're thinking that that was a status symbol back in those days when they were facing, well, when they were under Jim Crow, going to black-only bathrooms and drinking out of black-only water fountains, seeing this blatant in-your-face racism, seeing how Becky was back then. She was an evil twit that has grown into a full-blown demon. And that's a status symbol? So if you believe that, then I have to believe that your efforts in the civil rights was just to pursue this demon. You found this demon attractive. You found this demon was your ticket to fame. So you sold out your people. You sold out the black women. You threw it all away, and you pretended to care about us so you could pursue this demon. This monster, this slayer of innocent black children. Oh, I didn't want to believe it. Oh, but I'm afraid it's true. I have to believe that now. And I didn't want to believe that before. Now I have to question every black prominent man that was a part of the civil rights movement. I have to question them now, including the famed Dr. King. Now, I would never say nothing disrespectful about a warrior like Dr. King. Dr. King was a gangster. Whether I agreed with him or not, the things that he stood up against, many of you cowards would never last that long. I mean, you cowards would get ran out of town by a paper boy. King stood up against animals, vicious, cutthroat, ruthless, racist, that will string you up and start a fire and dip your body in and out like you were a fucking marshmallow, a giant marshmallow they were roasting. He faced people like that in real time. You cowards would never have the courage to do anything like that. But I have to question even his intent in the civil rights movement. Was he chasing Becky's? And so you out here chasing Becky's. You have terrible leaders. You have piss poor leadership. You are an epic fail at leadership. Your environment is corrupted and unruly. Your boys have become effeminate and anti-female. So you are an epic fail as a black leader in our society. And you have the nerve to say you were going to hold black women accountable? Oh, come on. You don't really believe that now, do you? You have to be insane to even think something like that. I mean, we all should be laughing because that's got to be a joke, right? I mean, it has to be. You couldn't be serious about that. You are a horrible leader, and you dare try to hold someone else accountable? You ought to be drop kicked in your temple for thinking such a thing. None of you bums have stood for anything and won't stand for anything. That's why your flimsy, cowardly asses are on social media, squawking and screaming and howling back and forth like a scorned, bitter woman. Well, it's safe, right? You don't have to deal with that beast out there in the real world. So it's safer to be on social media. And then you want to show the beast that you don't want to have no smoke That's why you've turned on your own women like a coward. Now, many of you don't like me. You've called me all kinds of names. You call me dumb. You call me stupid. I'm not articulate. I don't know what the F I'm talking about. I'm some old fool. I'm all kinds of shit. But let me tell you something. I don't like many of you either. And though I'm not into the name calling, I wouldn't have a problem if many of you or all of you took a long walk off a short cliff. It would be a great day in our society if that happened. Trust me, the world would be a better place. We will find some way to go on without you. I have no respect for a so-called black man that's pursuing a monster with the history of this white animal, this pale animal, this evil, wicked demon. I'm starting to wonder if many of you are into having sex with animals. Hell, if you have sex with a Becky, having sex with an animal is nothing. Why not? Since most of the Beckys that you get are cows, why not go get the real thing? Hell, go stop by one of these farms, you know, pick out a cow and throw on the charm and take her to a nice bale of hay and let her feed away. Go on and walk down the street with. It's no different than walking down the street with a fat, nasty Becky. At least the cow looks better. Shit, at least you can. Hell, I respect you more if you had the cow. Seriously, if you walk past me with a cow instead of a Becky, I'd be like, hey man, that's a fine looking cow you got there. Check you out, man. You doing it, man. I see you that cow player. Yeah, you might as well. Go on and get the real thing. Hold on one second. Let me refresh. Something is wrong with my connection. Yeah. Running around here with these fat, nasty, disgusting Beckys. Looking like cows. Like I said, you might as well go and get the real damn thing. At least the cow looks better. At least when the cow has its 6 or 7 nipples hanging, you understand what I'm saying? That's a natural thing. When you're walking around with a Becky and she got 6 or 7 sets of breasts, that's a little unnatural. And so let's get back to this piss poor leadership. You can't protect your environment, right? You see, you can't tell the black woman that you're protecting her when every time some shit go down, all she sees is your back and the bottom of your shoes. Running away from the situation. Hiding behind shit. Waiting for the shit to go away. I mean, you can't sit up here and say you want the black woman to submit when you're not willing to put yourself in harm's way to protect her or your children. You see, your leadership It's horrible. You don't have any courage. All you do is talk shit. And you teach young boys how to hate women. This is why our culture is fucked up. This is why our communities are fucked up and our environments are corrupted. Because you are weak. You've allowed all these things to take place. You have not regulated a goddamn thing in this environment. That's why it is corrupted. You've done nothing to deter the madness in this environment. But you've allowed everything to go wrong. Everything unchallenged. You've allowed pimp culture to cultivate and grow and consume your youth. Both girls and boys are consumed and affected by pimp culture. Because what it's done is it's destroyed the minds of your young boys. Like I said, they are hating women. They become anti-female. And now they're seeking the intimate comfort of other men and the sexual relations of other boys. And you've affected the girls because they grow up in an environment and they see this poor representation of black men. And so they grow to hate it. You've allowed all this to happen. And you have the nerve to talk about you want to hold somebody accountable? You are out of your goddamn mind. You need to be held accountable. Many of you need your ass whooped. See, this was the 60s and the 70s, right? A lot of you motherfuckers probably wouldn't be here right now because you wouldn't have survived those times. See, back in the days when you had to be a man, you had to get out in the street, right? And you had to have a one-on-one contest with another man to see who was better. See, a lot of you couldn't survive that, see, because y'all too pussy now. Too much sugar in your tank. Your heart pumped too much Kool-Aid. You got no heart. That's why you're out here with Vaseline on your face, wearing bunny buckle boots, ready to kick them off and scratch your girl's eyes out. Up here crying on social media. Oh, a black woman's voice is too loud. Oh, she's overly aggressive. Oh, she frightens me because her voice is so masculine. This is what some of you sound like. You sound like damsels in distress rather than strong men. You sound like you laying on a railroad track in some fucking black and white movie waiting for somebody to come save you. Oh, black women accountable. They got some fucking nerve. Some of you, I can't do nothing but laugh. I mean, I've heard motherfuckers say, well, you know what? These black women got so many attitudes. I think I'm going to go for a white woman. Well, take your ass on. Fuck we care. Get your weak ass out of our race. Fuck out of here. You're the reason, motherfuckers like you, the reason why we in this shit in the first place. Get the fuck on out of here and make us stronger. We don't need your fucking weakness over here. All you doing is fucking holding us back. Get your punk ass out of here. Go on and stick your nose up Becky's ass. Go ahead and walk that cow. Fuck out of here. Oh, weak ass nigga talking about black women got the attitude. I'm gonna get me a white girl. Then take your ass on. Take your punk ass on. Don't tell us about it. The fuck out of here. Get your weak ass out of here. You weak ass niggas seeking comfort in each other. Oh, I'm hurt. Come on, baby. Come on, brothers. We gotta hold each other. Let's hold hands. We gotta feel each other's pain. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. And take your Becky with you. We don't need you. You holding us back. You making us look weak. You're the reason why we're a fucking laughing stock to the rest of the men in the world. Because we got weak, sniveling, punk-ass motherfuckers like you on social media for everybody to see. And when they see you motherfuckers, they think we all fucked up. Like I said, stop walking around with these cow Beckys. Go on to the farm and get you the real thing. Listen, I'll give you mad respect if I saw one of you motherfuckers walking down the street with a black and white cow. Hell, at least you went motherfucking interracial. You got you a mixed cow. Well, I prefer you went for the brown cows and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, hey. At least you ain't walking down with a white cow. Go on and get the real thing, man. I respect you more. I'll even give you some dap. Go on, player. Work them cows. You, that's all you, partner. You the man. Well, I don't know. Are you the man or are you the cow? Or are you the moo? I don't know. Oh, okay, we'll just stick with you the man. You know? I give you that big pointing finger. Yeah, man, you got it. Yes, sir, can't nobody fuck with you, my nigga. You got one of the best looking cows off the farm. Look at how that cow shake that thing. How much you pay for that gold bell around her neck? I bet you that put you out a big penny, huh? Shit, nigga, you's a player. I see you. I see what you working with. I see that gold bell with diamonds around her neck. Handle your business, partner. She got moves for you. She got moves for only you, my partner. I can tell by the way she moves, she only got moves for you. And so, hold on, let me get my links together. I forgot to drop my link in Discord because I'm over here tripping. Give me 1 second, y'all. Got to bring up my co-host. And I see other ladies of the E Nation in the building. They may want to come up. So let me get the link in Discord. All right, D Nation, the link is in Discord. All right, so let me get back to this shit. Punk ass niggas talking about holding the black woman. You can't hold nobody accountable. You niggas sound like a fucking joke. You don't do shit in your goddamn community. But all you do is create fucking factions and hide under each other's armpits and shit. Making up all of these goddamn excuses not to be a man, not to be a black man, not to stand up and be counted for. Cool with being a coward, cool with being a nobody, cool with being a loser. You're cool with being a nobody, you're cool with being a coward, you're cool with being a loser, but you want to hold a black woman accountable. Make that make sense. Why the hell does a black woman want to submit to somebody who's okay with being a coward, okay with being a loser, and okay with being a nobody? Let's take that one by one. Let's start with the coward stuff. Okay? You proud to walk around here scared to death. You're proud to walk around here like a little girl with your knees knocking together. You see a white boy, you're ready to jump up under a car and hide. You're ready to shrink. You're ready to run in the house and hide up under the bed like a little kid. Scared to death of that white man, won't say a damn thing to him. That white man can come by you and say, boo, boy. And your ass will turn white. White. And shoot through the sky like a fucking a falling star. And when you come down, run your ass somewhere with the eyes so fucking big, the white part of your eyes look like fucking flashlights. So, why should the black woman submit to somebody like that? You can't pretend. You're a coward. The fuck you want to submit to a coward for? All right, next one. The fucking loser. You don't build shit. You don't get together and talk about doing any goddamn thing. You get together and talk, but it always ends in nothing. You niggas won't even get the fuck together to put up a sheet of drywall. Because you don't know how to use any fucking tools. You don't do shit. But sit up here and play like you're a fucking dating coach. Teaching other young boys how to fucking lose. You don't build any infrastructure. Keep talking about building businesses. You ain't built one yet. Keep talking that same shit. Black people need to build businesses. 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 Nigga, go and build one. You niggas out here losing. Getting your neighborhoods gentrified because you won't stand up for them. You won't purchase no property. You won't fight back. All you do is turn around and give people your ass to kick. Walking around talking about some shit, man. You got me fucked up. I'm okay with being a loser. I don't want to be no winner. There's too many problems being a winner. Being a loser, man, I ain't got no responsibilities. I could be as derelict as I want. I ain't got to be held accountable for nothing. Hell, shit, being a loser is where it's at, nigga. You don't know what time it is. Why the hell should the black woman submit to a motherfucker like that? A motherfucker that's okay with being a loser. A motherfucker that's proud to be a loser. Now, what was the last one? I said a coward, a loser, Man, I lost my chain of thought. I lost my chain of thought. I forgot what the third one was. But it'll come back to me. I'll give you a rain check. Trust me, when it comes back up to my head, I'll jump right back on it. And with that being said, I have my lovely co-host on board with me. Hey, Dane. Dane, can you hear me? Okay, she's probably having mic issues. Okay, shout out to the people in the chat. I see Lucy in the building. I see Bella in the building. Hey, what's going on? My man Hassan, Craig Harper, One, what's going on? How y'all doing? Yeah,